Now, how do you solve the any problem in HR? You define the goal, करना क्या चाहते हो, इनिशियल फ्रेमवर्क लेते हो, आपने जो अपने टेस्ट के असाइनमेंट्स किए होंगे या यू हैव डन लॉट ऑफ वर्क in your space, you would have designed an initial framework. You would have collected data, you would have built a model, evaluate, critique, present the results, deploy. कुछ एग्जांपल लेते हैं. आप guys, I think I'm slightly behind the schedule. I hope people don't have a hard stop at 12 o'clock. Is it fine if we stretch 5-10 minutes beyond that? Can you give a confirmation? That's all right. Okay. All right. Okay. So thereafter let me take some time. So what you do here is, let's say you want to so usually in analytics world, or usually in a world of AI, the kind of problem statements would be generic. We are not getting the good candidates. That would be your CHR, your business head coming and speaking to a CHRO. What is good candidate? Nobody would talk about it. What exactly is missing? People will not be talking about it. So that's the problem. Somebody is giving, we have not given the good candidate. So you create a framework. There you try to identify what kind of good candidates are there. Okay, so you let's say you created a framework. You created an initial framework. This is not the model. This is the initial framework. Yeah, I am hiring MBAs. I am hiring with people with 10 years of experience. I am hiring from Fortune 100 company. कुछ ऐसे करके आपने बनाया. Then you analyze your data, and thereafter a lot of patterns starts emerging. Ki sales, marketing, manufacturing, you are lacking XYZ. So that's there you start creating a model. A good candidate is one who has technical skills, second who has analytical skills, third social skills and relationships, fourth is about political aspects in the organization. I'm taking a mid-level example. I'm not taking a very junior example. So this is the initial parameters. The actual model would be a good candidate has technical skills, weightage 10%, 15%. Your model is now giving weightage to the respective components. This is called a model. Okay. Now you, with this model, you would approach the problem statement. आप अपने सारे चीजों में चेंजेस करोगे या सिमुलेशंस रन करोगे. फिर आपको उसके ऊपर आप मार्केट में जाओगे. यू विल स्टार्ट अप्रोचिंग पीपल using your methodology, using your model, or you use this model to let's say validate this with, let's say, Google का database, Google के employees का database. You will get a lot of feedback. Yeah, this model is good. It's working in sales, manufacturing, but it's not working in design. It's not working in IT. So now you need to do some tweaking in the model. So that's the evaluate and critique part. This part which I'm talking about, evaluate and critique part, that's the one that comes in. And you just keep on refining your model. Then you start presenting the results to your management, and then you deploy the model. This is what it is. Any doubts so far here? This is what actually defines whatever the world is happening around you in terms of open AI, in terms of growth. Everyone is using this generic methodology altogether. Any viewpoints, any confusion around this? You want me to take another example? Let me know, or can we move ahead? Okay. Broadly हमने देख लिया है what has happened, what is happening, where it is happening, how it is happening, underlying causes. ठीक है. If you are working in a global team, you see you are losing talent. So where exactly are you losing talent? In a geography, you are losing talent, or you in a function you are losing talent? How it is happening? Is it happening because people are going for further studies? Is it happening because your competition is poaching? All those things are being answered here. Okay, let's talk about the bit about the descriptive analytics. Descriptive analytics, as somebody pointed out, and as we saw, is only about this is happening. A perfect example is cricket match. You open the cricket match on eighth over, the score is 75 for 3. 75 runs, 3 wickets, 8.1 over. This is descriptive. It has told you the overs count, it has told you the runs count, it has told you the wickets counts, right? I think even counts are there, right? Yeah, counts, medians, modes. So this is descriptive. Usually in descriptive analytics, and here a lot of work I'm talking about specifically from compensation is means, your all these compare ratios, everything is being coming the descriptive side of it. Okay, you have your median, your especially the recent batches which have passed out, you describe the salaries as medians, right? That is again descriptive part of it. Mode is some, let's say, let's take an example. You have three choices. You can take opt for coffee, you can opt for a tea, or you can opt for, let's say, chocolate. And for this particular scenario, the modes would be the perfect example because उसमें वो averages थोड़ी आएगा. You can't assign the values here. In that particular one, you will use the modes. Then you have the standard deviation. ये याद है गोवर्धन सैनी सर ने सिखाया था. Recent batches, 2024 batches. Who is teaching this now, right now? Business statistics. Rishi, can you unmute people? Guys, you can unmute yourselves. Who is sorry? Who is teaching business statistics right now? Professor Buddhi Raja. Okay, not we have not. हमारे टाइम पे नहीं थे, I think. सुनील बुद्धि राजा. Okay. So वो उन्होंने आपको स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन, कोवेरियंस या वेरियंस सब सिखाया होगा. डिस्क्रिप्टिव साइड में विजुअलाइजेशन होता है, हिस्टोग्राम्स होते हैं, चार्ट्स होते हैं, पाई चार्ट्स होता है. So all your Power BI is actually working around the descriptive side of it. See, there's nothing bad, nothing good about it. ठीक है? Because that is also part of analytics. Histogram is a perfect example. I never used to appreciate what is histograms, and then thereafter I started using the data, and then I realized histograms are really powerful. ठीक है? Tools are MS Power BI and Tableau. Tableau में आप डेटा एनालिसिस नहीं कर पाओगे. पावर बीआई में भी आप ईटीएल कर सकते हो, बट डेटा एनालिसिस नहीं कर सकते हो. दैट इज द विजुअलाइजेशन टूल्स. So any point of views so far, guys? Any point of views till here? Aditya, Achintya, Ajinkya, Anvesha, JP, Kailash, Keshav, Lavanya, Nikhil, Prashanti, Shubham. Sorry if I missed out some names. Vishal, any point of view so far on descriptive part of it? There's a question. Okay. Sorry. How our histograms are powerful? I will show that in the data itself. Why histograms? Because histograms tells you what is the distribution of the data. Mean and median is useful, but आपको visually समझ में आ जाता है आपका डेटा किधर है. आप let's take an example of let's take a perfect example of okay box plots. Okay, all right. बॉक्स प्लॉट्स देखना पड़ेगा. I'll anyways I'll use this part. Now, diagnostic is where the actual stuff start getting interesting. जहाँ से visualization is a fantastic job because to sell is also is an interesting part, but diagnostics से actual value addition शुरू होना चालू होता है. So as I spoke about that example, कहाँ लोग जा रहे हैं, कितनी स्पीड में जा रहे हैं, that is diagnostic side. कहाँ हो रहा है, क्यों हो रहा है, RCA, that is the diagnostic. And trust me, in HR, everyone has a point of view. HR is like an Indian cricket team. हर जगह पे उसका point of view होगा. Guys, one second. Okay. So guys, yeah. So diagnostic is where the stuff starts getting interesting. Where you start trying to find RCAs. Okay, RCAs in terms of like, if I talk about Mr. Donald Trump, he would have done a diagnostic analytics. उनकी टीम ने किया होगा, ये बताया होगा कि वी आर लूजिंग आउट ए लॉट मोर मनी कंपेयर टू व्हाट वी आर गेनिंग बिकॉज वी हैव गिवन फ्री मार्केट एक्सेस टू other countries, and that's what has started pushing the decision makers to become slightly more protective. People are giving tariffs to our product, but we have given zero tariffs to them. So that is about diagnostic side of it. डायग्नोस्टिक साइड ऑफ इज, अगर आप गाड़ी चला रहे हो, ठीक है, आपकी गाड़ी खराब हो गई है, तो आप डायग्नोस्टिक्स में रन करते हो. अगर इफ यू आर यूजिंग लेट्स से एन ऑटोमेटिक वर्जन, वो आप उसमें आपको डायरेक्टली उसके साथ एक इंटरफेस लगाना पड़ता है. दैट इंटरफेस डायरेक्टली पॉइंट्स आउट it is having a problem in, let's say, engine, is it having a problem in the gearbox, everything is being put there. So that's diagnostics. Okay, here, see, where for us there are 2 3 major areas. We are getting people, we are training people, and if people are leaving, this is what the majority of the expectation from the HR teams are. So there, within these different parameters, we have got a lot of leverages in terms of compensation, in terms of promotions, in terms of role, in terms of designations. So in the diagnostic side, you try to identify, let's say if your people are moving out, you identify which of those levers which are under your control is impacting. Is it the lower compensation? Is it the competitors chasing them? Is it you are giving them meaningless work? So that's the diagnostic side of it. You have to identify. A lot of these firefighting and other expectation, that is to do it in RCA. Okay. Anyone who has done an interesting study or any work which took a lot of data and actually had identified an RCA, people from slightly senior batches जिनका थोड़ा एक्सपीरियंस है, डू यू वांट टू शेयर? बाय सीनियर आई मीन with 8 to 10 years experience and more than that. Can you raise your hands? Anyone who has done anything interesting around this area? Yeah, Anvisa?
Yeah, so just wanted to share this instance. We were running an employee engagement survey with one of the healthcare firms I was a part of. And we did the annual engagement survey for the frontline staff in English, like all years. That particular year, we wanted to kind of do it in multiple languages, and we opted for Malayalam, which was the mother tongue for most of the frontline staff. And the results of the employee engagement survey, they dropped by 13% when we did it in Malayalam. Just changing of the language, questions remain same, everything remains same, and the scores dipped by 13%.
That's interesting. That's the insights you're talking about in diagnostic side. Because see, in data you can always cherry pick it. I think you guys would have read about certain things about my blog. Engagement अच्छा नहीं दिख रहा है, टॉप क्वार्टाइल का दिखा दो.
Yeah. Yeah.
कॉम्पनसेशन अच्छा नहीं दिख रहा है, सिलेक्टिव का दिखा दो. बैचेस का प्लेसमेंट अच्छा नहीं दिख रहा है, टॉप 20 ऑफर्स की बात करो. So those all those are a ways of escaping the things out. But if you really have to solve the problems, you have to go deeper to it. And this is the interesting part. You just change the question's language and response change it. All right, fantastic. So that's diagnostic. And that's the expectation, guys. हमारे से ये expectation नहीं है कि we are in a slightly we are being groomed for the leadership positions. हमसे ये एक्सपेक्टेशन नहीं है कि जाके हम पूरे ट्रांजैक्शनल काम्स एंड एक्सेट्रा करें. दे आर एक्सपेक्टिंग, द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस आर एक्सपेक्टिंग टू ऐड ए वैल्यू, टू आइडेंटिफाई दीज काइंड ऑफ problems which are happening. They are expecting us to be slightly working in an consultative mindset. And here analytics plays an interesting role. Okay. इसमें डायग्नोस्टिक पार्ट में, एज आई सेड, यू हैव टू फाइंड द रिलेशनशिप्स. द बेस्ट थिंग इज रिग्रेशन, कोरिलेशंस. ठीक है. You would have read about this. You would have used it. I'm planning to cover the regression, but not in this lecture. I would be doing in the subsequent one. Okay. Then you have factor analysis, multiple other parts. Most powerful is regression, and this entire foundation of generative AI is basis logistic regressions and regressions. That's it. One concept which is ruling the entire world is regression, right? Okay. For the visualization, here you have the scatter plots, regression plots, density curves, heat maps. वो यहाँ पे रहेगा. Then you move up the next value chain. It's prescriptive. यहाँ पे you have identified the problem, you have diagnosed the problem, but what are the levers under you? See, if suddenly people have a lot of decisions to make. Within an organization, you have limited resources, you have limited area. It's not about the money, it's also about the lot of things. Somebody working in an organization which is not being seen as very ethical. Those kind of things you'll not be able to change immediately, right? Or suddenly because of a social media campaign, your PR has taken a big hit. So think about it. Somebody is working in Tesla, and because of the some of the actions done by Elon Musk, suddenly your employees are leaving, your talented employees are leaving. What are you going to do? So you'll have limited options. So that's what, using those best options, using the best mathematical models, you try to address. Okay. So that's the challenge. Whenever I talk about analytics in HR context, guys, we have limited decision points. पैसा बढ़ा देना is not the core solution to everything. पैसा बढ़ा भी दोगे तभी भी रुकने वाले रुकेंगे, नहीं रुकने वाले नहीं रुकेंगे. A lot of you would have learned that. So that's what is prescriptive side of the analytics. Mathematical models लगाते हो. Here you have decision trees, random forest. ये machine learning के concepts हैं, interesting concepts हैं. But nonetheless ये use होते हैं. Sorry, ये predictive क्या है? Not here. Okay, sorry, my bad. Now moving to the predictive side of it, जहां पे आपके डेटा पे प्रिडिक्ट किया जाता है. ये 3-4 जो concepts है ना, decision tree. आपने एक डेटा दे दिया, राइट? आपने डेटा दे दिया, और लेट्स से जस्ट टू गिव एन एग्जांपल, आई थिंक आई शुड नॉट बी टॉकिंग, दैट्स नॉट ए गुड एग्जांपल टू टेक. लेट्स ठीक है, लेट्स टेक सम अदर एग्जांपल. यू हैव अपलोडेड ए पिक्चर ऑफ ए डॉग. ठीक है. सो हाउ डज इट आइडेंटिफाई इट्स अ डॉग? दे हैव ट्रेन्ड द मॉडल, बट ऑन द व्हाट बेसिस दे हैव ट्रेन्ड द मॉडल? See, if somebody had defined a model like 4 पैर, एक पूंछ, ठीक है, 4 legs and a tail, so why not a cow? Features, parameters, yeah. That's what I was talking about. You have to define the parameters, features, and that's what the decision tree takes in. Basis these features, it's actually decides whether it's a what category it fits in. And believe me, these two, three concepts you are looking in, it's what has taken the world by storm. Decision tree is one of them. Regression is one of them. Okay. Okay. Baki to I would anyways. This is good to have. It's talking about the smart part, which anyways we can skip for the time being. आपको all of you understand smart, right? Can somebody help our colleagues with what is smart? Do anyone want to talk about what is smart? The smart is in terms of smart goals, and that's what it is talking about. The KPI needs to be smart. Anyone who wants to explain that? Vishal, Tanvi, Sanjeev, Prashanti. Okay, Navrata, Lavanya. Okay, measurable. Yeah, directly. It should be a couple of things. It should be quantifiable, measurable, related to it, reliable. ठीक है? Time bomb. Okay, all right.